At its peak, the British Empire ruled nearly a quarter of the world. But how did the largest empire in human history lose almost everything? In the previous video, we explored the rise of the British Empire, from its origins to its height of power, but from that point onward. The vast empire began a long period of decline, gradually losing control over its enormous territories. In this video, we will examine how the British Empire step by step lost territorial control, until it was ultimately considered to have come to an end. Before the conclusion of World War I, the British Empire was already the largest empire in human history. After the signing of the Treaty of Versailles in 1919, the empire gained an additional 4.7 million square kilometers of territory and approximately 13 million people. However, from this moment, British authority over many regions began to weaken. During the interwar period, independence movements emerged successively in India, Egypt, and Ireland. In 1921, most of Ireland seceded from the United Kingdom, becoming the Irish Free State as a British dominion. The following year, 6 of the island's 32 counties chose to remain within the United Kingdom, forming Northern Ireland as part of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. The remaining 26 counties became fully self-governing, establishing the Irish Free State. In the same year, Britain ended its protectorate over Egypt. Egypt formally gained independence, but remained within the British sphere of influence. In 1931, the Statute of Westminster was enacted. This legislation, passed by the British Parliament, recognized the equal status of the self-governing dominions within the empire, strengthening the sovereignty of these dominions, granting them near-complete political independence. The dominions of Canada and South Africa adopted the statute that same year, effectively becoming independent from Britain. Britain retained only limited authority over amendments to their constitutional acts. In that year alone, the British Empire relinquished control over approximately 11.2 million square kilometers of territory. The following year, Britain ended its mandate over Mesopotamia. World War II broke out. Britain declared war on Germany. India and other British colonies were subsequently drawn into the conflict. During World War II, Britain captured territories including Cyrenaica and Tripolitania, Ethiopia, and Somalia. But after the fall of France in 1940, Britain fought alone against the Axis powers before the Allies fully joined the war. Later, Britain suffered major defeats against the Japanese Empire in the Far East, losing territories including British Malaya, British Burma, New Guinea, and North Borneo. These losses exposed Britain's inability to defend its global empire, prompting Australia to adopt the Statute of Westminster in a manner similar to Canada in 1942, becoming effectively independent from Britain. Britain simultaneously lost control over Papua New Guinea, which had previously been administered by Australia. After World War II ended, Britain regained control of British Malaya, British Burma, and North Borneo, and assumed administration over certain former German territories. But at the same time, the global process of decolonization officially began. The British Empire gradually started to lose its remaining vast territories. In 1946, Britain recognized the independence of Transjordan, which had previously been part of the British Mandate for Palestine. In 1947, British India gained independence, forming present-day India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. In the same year, New Zealand adopted the Statute of Westminster following the model of Canada and Australia. As a result, Britain lost direct authority over territories associated with New Zealand. In 1948, British Burma became independent. Ceylon also declared independence. In 1949, following a referendum held the previous year, Newfoundland joined Canada as a province. Former German territories under British administration were integrated into West Germany. The remaining parts of the Palestinian Mandate territory saw the establishment of the State of Israel. In 1951, Britain ended its occupation of Libya. In 1952, Egypt, though already independent but still hosting British troops, withdrew from the Anglo-Egyptian Treaty, expelled British forces, and established a republic the following year. In 1956, Sudan, previously governed under an Anglo-Egyptian condominium, also gained independence, establishing the Republic of Ghana. 2 years later, Malaya achieved independence. Cyprus in the Mediterranean and Nigeria in Africa gained independence in 1960. British Somaliland merged with Italian Somaliland to form the Somali Republic. In 1961, Sierra Leone in Africa gained independence. Tanganyika also became independent. Kuwait on the Arabian Peninsula declared independence.
In 1962, Uganda in Africa gained independence. Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean followed shortly afterward. In 1963, the British colonies of Singapore, North Borneo, and Sarawak gained independence and joined Malaya. In the same year, Britain lost its Kenyan colony in Africa. In 1964, Nyasaland in Africa gained independence. Northern Rhodesia also became independent. Malta in the Mediterranean declared independence. In 1965, the Maldive Islands in the Indian Ocean gained independence. The Gambia in Africa became independent. Southern Rhodesia unilaterally declared independence and was not internationally recognized until 1980, becoming present-day Zimbabwe. By this time, the British Empire controlled only scattered territories across the globe. But these remaining possessions did not last long. In 1966, Britain lost Barbados, British Guiana, Basutoland, and its then largest remaining territory, the Bechuanaland Protectorate. In 1967, the British Aden colony gained independence, forming South Yemen. The following year, Britain lost Mauritius in Africa, the Seychelles in the Indian Ocean, the Gilbert and Ellice Islands in Oceania. In 1970, the Fiji Islands in Oceania gained independence. Tonga ended its association with Britain, and the Muscat and Oman Protectorate on the Arabian Peninsula became independent, forming present-day Oman. In 1971, the Trucial States on the Arabian Peninsula became independent, forming the United Arab Emirates. Qatar and Bahrain also gained independence around the same time, not counting Britain's uninhabited claimed territories in Antarctica. These represented the last significant territories under British control. Thereafter, the empire consisted only of small, scattered possessions around the world. In 1973, the Bahamas in the Caribbean gained independence. In 1974, Grenada became independent. In 1978, the Solomon Islands gained independence. Dominica in the Caribbean also became independent. In 1979, St. Lucia in the Caribbean gained independence. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Vanuatu in Oceania followed soon after. In 1981, British Honduras in Central America gained independence as Belize. Antigua and Barbuda also broke away from Britain. In 1983, St. Kitts and Nevis gained independence. In 1984, Britain formally ended its protectorate over Brunei. In 1997, Hong Kong was returned to China. This moment is widely considered to mark the end of the British Empire. Although the British Empire no longer exists, the legacy of its rule remains clearly visible today, most notably through the global spread of the English language, and Britain's continued control over several overseas territories worldwide. These territories are known as British Overseas Territories. There are 14 in total, which, while not part of the United Kingdom itself, remain under British jurisdiction and sovereignty. These include the Pitcairn Islands in Polynesia, South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands in the South Atlantic, the Falkland Islands off the coast of Argentina, St. Helena, Ascension, and Tristan da Cunha in the Atlantic, Anguilla in the Caribbean, the Cayman Islands, the Turks and Caicos Islands, the British Virgin Islands, Montserrat, Bermuda in North America, Gibraltar located at the southern edge of the Iberian Peninsula, the Akrotiri and Dhekelia sovereign base areas on the island of Cyprus, the British Indian Ocean Territory in the Indian Ocean, and the British Antarctic Territory. It is important to note although Britain claims sovereignty over the Antarctic territory. And this claim is recognized by countries such as Australia, New Zealand, France, Norway, and others. Some nations do not recognize Britain's territorial claims on the continent. In the future, Britain may potentially lose some of these remaining territories, as many are subject to ongoing sovereignty disputes with other countries.